Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff with Apollo 14. 3 minutes past the hour. The tower is clear.
Houston is controlling. 16 seconds. Pitch and roll program started. 14 maneuvering to a proper flight course.
Would it shock you to learn that one of the only human beings ever to have set foot on the moon confessed on his deathbed that the only reason we are not all dead is because alien beings intervened with the United States and Russia during the Cold War to prevent nuclear annihilation of our civilization here on Earth? Wait, do you hear this? The National Security Act was signed that prevented any government official from disclosing or even talking about UFO or aliens as a measure of the utmost national security. If you spoke out, then there was a very real danger that whole families would disappear, so they just stayed quiet. But in 2016, at the ripe old age of 85, the sixth man to walk on the moon, Edgar Mitchell, disclosed on his deathbed that aliens were real. Not only that, but he had seen them with his own eyes, and if that was not a big enough of a bombshell, they also saved humans from self-destruction. In an exclusive interview with the Mirror Online, Mitchell said, "White Sands was a testing ground for atomic weapons, and that's what the extraterrestrials were interested in. They wanted to know about our military capabilities. My own experience talking to people has made it clear the ETs had been attempting to keep us from going to war and help create peace on Earth." I have spoken to many Air Force officers who worked at these silos during the Cold War. They told me UFOs were frequently seen overhead and often disabled their missiles. Other officers from bases on the Pacific coast told me their test missiles were frequently shot down by alien spacecraft. There was a lot of activity in those days. NASA responded to Dr. Mitchell's accusations in the past by saying, "NASA does not track UFOs. NASA is not involved in any sort of cover-up about alien life on this planet or anywhere in the universe. Dr. Mitchell is a great American, but we do not share his opinion on this issue." Recently, the general public has been made aware of a top-secret Pentagon program called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which investigated UFO sightings. The man who ran the top-secret project, Mr. Luis Elizondo, wrote in a resignation letter to Defense Secretary Jim Mattis the following: "Despite overwhelming evidence at both the classified and unclassified levels, certain individuals in the Defense Department remain staunchly opposed to further research on what could be a tactical threat to our pilots, sailors, and soldiers, and perhaps even an existential threat to our national security." It's crazy to think that this has all been going on for countless years. On a clear night, all you really have to do is look up. You are certain to see something that might just open your mind a little further. Anyway, guys, what do you think about Edgar Mitchell's deathbed confession? Comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.
Dug into this, very talented people.
How about in addition to that, though? You know, we talk so much about the Roswell findings, what's there, what wasn't there, the secrecy surrounding that. But from your studies of astrophysics, from being an astronaut, from going to the moon, from studying the pictures of the galaxy, tell me something that you've seen or that you've studied that you just feel in your gut there is something else out there.
Well, that you're saying it right. It's an intuitive feeling. After looking at the heavens and the modern pictures of the Hubble telescope, from the Hubble telescope, and seeing the complexities and the beauty and recognizing the universe is much more complex and magnificent than our earlier pictures, our earlier understanding would have ever let us imagine. And so that, you're right, that's the intuitive aspect of it. But the real question here that we've been addressing is, have we been visited? Are we, since we are now a spacefaring civilization, having only gone to our own moon, but have our visitors, the aliens, have they come to us? And all the evidence says yes.
So what is it that you want to see the Obama administration release? What is it specifically? What do you think is there that we need to see?
Well, the other nations, and this has been a global phenomenon, other nations and just in recent history, the Belgian nation, the French, the Brazilians, the Mexicans, the Argentines, all of their files have been opened up, and there's no reason in the world why the U.S. files, the leading nation in the world in this period, should have been reticent in opening ours too, except special interest groups.
So Edgar, but let me ask you, I mean, for all the stories that have leaked over all the years, I mean, and there's always somebody somewhere that's going to leak something, and if there was really something there, don't you think by now somebody would have said something?
Oh, it has. People have been saying it all along. But for example, just the explanations of the Roswell incident has changed every few years, and a new story comes out. If it were really that simple, if it weren't what it really was, you wouldn't need all of these various stories coming out. And so the attempt to cover this up and to disguise the issue and create misinformation and disinformation is very well recorded. And the documentation from very fine researchers like Dr. Robert Wood and his son Ryan, who've investigated all of the early documents, all point to the same story. Hey, we're not alone here when we've been visited.
Well, Edgar Mitchell, I'll tell you what, it fascinates all of us. We'll stay on it, and please let us know if you're able to dig a little deeper and bring us a scoop. Edgar Mitchell, great to see you.
Thank you.
Well, okay, you heard from a man who's been where only a handful of Earthlings have been before. Does his argument add any gravity to the issue? Tell us if you think the president should open up the mysterious UFO files and why. Our email, cnnnewsroom@cnn.com. We're going to read your responses in just a bit.
This is Friendship 7, having no trouble at all eating, very good. In the periscope I can see the brilliant blue horizon coming up behind the approaching sunrise, over. Roger, Friendship 7, you're very lucky. You're right, man, this is beautiful. This is Friendship 7, have eaten one tube of food, shutting the visor. I've had no problem at all eating. Oh, the sun is coming up behind me in the periscope, a brilliant, brilliant red, over. Roger. This is Friendship 7, it's blinding through the scope on clear. It's started up just as I gave you that mark. I'm going to the dark filter to watch it come on up. Roger. This is Friendship 7. I'll try to describe what I'm in here. I'm in a big mass of some very small particles that are brilliantly lit up like they're luminescent. I never saw anything like it. They're coming by the capsule, and they look like little stars, a whole shower of them coming by. They swirl around the capsule and go in front of the window, and they're all brilliantly lighted. They probably average maybe 7 or 8 feet apart, but I can see them all down below me also. Can you hear any impacts from the capsule? Negative. They're very slow. They're not going away from me more than maybe 3 or 4 miles per hour. They're going at the same speed I am, approximately. They're only very slightly under my speed. Over. They do have a different motion, though, from me, because they swirl around the capsule and then depart back the way that I am looking. Are you receiving? Over. There are literally thousands of them. This is Friendship 7. Am I in contact with anyone? Over. This has been going on since about 1+15, over. Just after I remarked about the sunset, I looked back up and looked out the window, and all the little swirl of particles was going by, over. This is Friendship 7 broadcasting in the blind again on HF. This is Friendship 7 broadcasting in the blind. Sunrise has come up behind in the periscope. It was brilliant in the scope, a brilliant red as it approached the horizon and came up. And just as I looked back up out the window, I had literally thousands of small luminous particles swirling around the capsule and going away from me at maybe 3 to 5 miles per hour. Now that I am out in the bright sun, they seem to have disappeared. It was just as the sun was coming up. I can still see just a few of them now, even though the sun is up some 20 degrees above the horizon. Hello, Wyman's Contact. Wyman's Contact. This is Friendship 7. Receive you HF loud and clear. Help me, over.
467, 467, this is Capcom. We're really back over right now from the north. What is your status, over?
This is Friendship 7 on HF. My status is excellent. Everything is going according to plan. Control fuel is 90100. Oxygen is 72101. Amps 22, over.
Roger, Friendship 7. Would you repeat your oxygen, please? Over.
This is Friendship 7. Oxygen is 72101. Over.
Roger. Capcom,
this is Friendship 7. Understand everything looks okay.
And the water temperature's rising slightly, but everything is okay right now.
Roger, Friendship 7. This is Friendship 7. I still have some of these very small particles coming around the capsule. Over.
Friendship 7, going to Capcom second, please. Over.
This is Friendship 7. Just as the sun came up, there were some brilliantly lighted particles that looked luminous that were swirling around the capsule. I don't have any in sight right now. I did have a couple just a moment ago when I made the transmission to you. Over.
Roger, Friendship 7.
This is Friendship 7 for the record. The number 2 film that I am putting in the camera is the number 4 roll.
Going to Capcom. We have about 3 minutes yet before we start telemetry. I'll give you your Western sequence time for area 2 Alpha, Alpha 07. Area 2 Alpha 013638.
This is Friendship 7. Stand by. I'm not ready to copy yet. I'm changing film in the camera. Over.
Roger, we're standing by.
This is Friendship 7 going back and using the number 2 roll if I can get hold of it. Negative. Number 2 is missing using number 3. This is Friendship 7. I was making a transmission for the record here on what film I was loading. Over.
Going to Capcom. You go to UHF now?
Roger, this is Friendship 7 going to UHF. Hello, one name is Friendship 7 on UHF. Do you receive? Over.
Roger, Friendship 7, loud and clear.
Roger, this is Friendship 7, loud and clear with you also. Are we still go from Control Center? Over.
Roger, we're still going.
Roger, Friendship 7. All systems are go in the capsule. I still have some of these little particles coming around the capsule occasionally here. I can see them against the dark sky even on the day side. Over.
Roger, understand. Friendship 7, Grimes. Do you want your contingency times now? Over.
This is Friendship 7, ready to copy.
Area 2 Alpha 013638. Area Golf 030041.
Say again, area Golf, please. Over.
Area Golf 030041.
Roger. Area Golf is 03 plus 00 plus 41. Is that affirmed?
Affirmative. Area Hotel is 043240.
Roger, 04 plus 32 plus 40 for hotel.
Friendship 7, Garnus, if you have a chance, could you give us a blood pressure check?
Roger, Friendship 7, we'll give blood pressure check. I still have some of these particles that I cannot identify coming around the capsule occasionally. Over.
Roger, how big are these particles?
Very small. I would indicate they're of the order of a 1/16 of an inch or smaller. They drift by the window, and I can see them against the dark sky. Just at sunrise, there were literally thousands of them. It looked like just a myriad of stars. Over.
Roger, are they losing value or floating with you? Over.
Some of them float almost with me. Most of them appear to be moving at about 3 to 5 miles an hour away from me. I'm going just a little faster than they are. Over.
Roger. Friendship 7, Grimes, Capcom. We have a scope retract indication on the ground here. I believe it's ground failure. That's it, over.
That is affirmative. The scope is extended. The scope is extended. Over.
Roger.
This is Friendship 7. A lot of cloud cover. I cannot see land yet. Over. This is Friendship 7. The yaw is drifting out of orbit attitude. We'll bring it back in. Over. Only really unusual thing so far beside ASCS trouble were the little particles, luminous particles around the capsule, just thousands of them, right at sunrise over the Pacific. Over. Hello, Canary Capcom, Friendship 7. I read you loud and clear. How may? This is Friendship 7. I did not read you clear. I read you loud but very garbled. Over. This is Friendship 7. I did not think they were from my control jets. Negative. Over. Roger, this is Friendship 7, and now that sunrise is starting, I have all these little particles coming around the capsule again, just at sunrise. Roger, Friendship 7. I also can see the light on my on steam from the thruster when I operated, over. Roger, Friendship 7. Are your thrusters working? Are all your high thrusters working okay? Over. This is Friendship 7, affirmative, operating okay. This is Friendship 7. I think I can see a little bit of steam spitting against the dark sky here occasionally from my pitched down manual thrust, over. Roger. This is Friendship 7. All these little particles, there are thousands of them, and they're not coming from the capsule. They're something that's already up here. Because they're all over the sky. Way out, I can see them as far as I can see in each direction almost. Well, I think they probably thought these particles I saw might have come from that. But there are thousands of these things, and they go out for, it looks like miles in each direction from me, and they move by here very slowly. I saw them at the same spot on the first orbit, over. Roger. Are you still seeing the particles around your capsules? Negative. I don't seem to see them around here on this side. I saw a few, just a few, just after I left Canaveral and turned around facing forward. They were coming toward me at that time. I was going, so I know that they are not coming from the capsule at all. I saw the particles in huge quantities at each sunrise so far, over. Say again, Friendship 7. The particles I saw were mainly at sunrise each time around, over.